Chapter 1. The Experiments of Dr. Fowl Cheese. On the outskirts of a forgotten Nevada dry lake bed stood a laboratory that looked like a rusted aircraft hangar abandoned by history. The wind howled through cracked ventilation shafts and rattled the chain-link fences surrounding it. Inside that derelict fortress of science worked a man whose mind had drifted far beyond the borders of reason. Dr. Fowl Cheese. His name had once appeared in respectable journals of genetics, but years earlier he had vanished from academia after proposing an outrageous theory. Reptilian DNA held dormant evolutionary triggers capable of rewriting mammalian biology. Tonight, he proved it. Under flickering fluorescent lights, the lab glowed with tanks of glowing green liquid. Inside them floated strands of DNA, reptilian cells harvested from iguanas, monitor lizards, snakes, and even ancient fossilized samples recovered from permafrost. Evolution is merely a suggestion, Dr. Cheese muttered, scribbling notes on a grease-stained clipboard. But I can make it an order. He had discovered a terrifying trick, aerosolizing modified DNA fragments and dispersing them through atmospheric carriers. His delivery system was ingenious, jet aircraft releasing the compound through chemtrail dispersal. The sky itself would become his laboratory. Earlier that afternoon, a chartered jet had streaked across the desert sky, leaving a silver haze behind it. Within those trails floated trillions of microscopic genetic keys. Now came the human test. Dr. Cheese raised a syringe filled with glowing emerald serum. "Progress requires sacrifice," he whispered. The needle plunged into his own arm. For a moment, nothing happened. Then his bones cracked. His spine arched violently, knocking over instruments. His skin blistered and hardened into scales. Fingers fused into clawed digits. His jaw extended forward as rows of serrated teeth burst through bleeding gums. He collapsed onto the laboratory floor, screaming. But the scream turned into a deep reptilian hiss. When the transformation ended, the man who rose from the floor was no longer human. A towering lizardman with emerald scales, glowing amber eyes, and a serpentine grin stared into the cracked mirror. Dr. Fowl Cheese laughed. The sound echoed through the empty desert like the first roar of a coming extinction. Chapter 2. The Chemtrail Plague. Within days, the sky filled with long white streaks from passing jets. People barely noticed. Farmers in the Midwest reported strange livestock behavior. Dogs began shedding patches of skin. Crocodiles in Florida doubled in size. A zoo in Arizona lost 3 Komodo dragons after they smashed through reinforced enclosures. Then the real mutations began. A herd of deer in Montana sprouted armored scales along their backs. Their antlers twisted into jagged horns like prehistoric monsters. Raccoons developed elongated snouts and venomous bites. Birds grew talons large enough to shred metal gutters. But worst of all, humans began to change. At first it was subtle, patches of hardened skin, yellowing eyes, sudden aggression. Then came the violent metamorphosis. A truck driver in Oklahoma tore through his own skin as a reptilian tail burst from his spine. A fisherman in Louisiana grew webbed claws and leapt into the bayou, disappearing forever beneath the black water. And everywhere the skies continued to be striped with chemtrails. The atmosphere had become a genetic incubator. Across forests, cities and deserts, new creatures crawled from the ruins of human biology. The age of reptiles had returned.